What is up, guys? It's Mine on My FM here, bringing you a season recap and highlights video from my Let's Play series, Voin Awakened, which is on the awesome and really popular Aswijan Database created by Chilled Moose. If you're new to the channel or just this series, the aim of this save is to take the fallen giant, Hesef back to where they belong, right at the very top of Aswijani football. You can follow the journey in my live streams every week, and I also upload all episodes to my channel retrospectively, so if you'd like to catch up on those, that's the place to do that. However, I know that we're all busy people, so if you don't have the time to go back and watch all of those, this video is a perfect opportunity for you to catch up on our progress so far and for you to basically get involved with the live streams moving forward. So without further ado, let's have a look into the progress we've made in our second full season back in the top flight of Aswijani football, the Liga Regale, and let's see if we built on that first season we had back in the top division. So first of all, guys, I just want to apologise because we have actually finished the season that I'm reviewing here for you. We're not actually able to view the board expectations and club vision screen without me ruining the fun for you guys in terms of giving away how we did. So whilst I talk about what the expectations were for last season, I will leave you looking at the club facilities screen in case you're new to the save and the series and you want to get sort of to grips with the level of club that we're operating at, really, when it comes to Hesef. So regarding board expectations for last season, essentially the board were looking for us to avoid a relegation fight in a nutshell. We managed to finish 9th in the previous league season, and so I'm sure the board were just looking to build on that, really, and try and become an established top tier side. Further to that though, and probably more importantly, I would say, the board were looking for us to operate within the wage budget quite strictly, actually, and I think that's down to the club's financial history. So anyone that's followed the series sort of from the beginning or has sort of been in the live streams and whatnot will have heard me say a few times actually that the club at the beginning of the journey were in £150 million worth of debt. Sorry, €150 million worth of debt, as Azerbaijan is a European country. So that actually led to the club being taken into administration in the first season, which was a massive challenge. So I can fully understand why the board were so strict when it came to the club's finances for the season. So let's have a look then at what business we did manage to do in order to strengthen the squad and attempt to build on that 9th place finish from the previous season then, guys. So then, as I mentioned before, we're not exactly rolling around in money at Hesef, and so we've had to be a little bit crafty in the transfer market, sort of ever since the journey began, really, which meant essentially what we're looking at is to bring in players for as little money as possible, really, which includes, picking up players that are listed by their clubs or running out of contract so we can get them on cheap fees. Alternatively, bringing players in for free, like we did with Tango Takura and Ronivaldo Santos here, both players who were brought in to be squad players for us. Ronivaldo Santos is a young player, so the hope was that he was going to sort of improve for us over the season and potentially push for a first team place, much like young Adolfredo Yoshio here, who actually only cost us €75,000. As you can see, he's got some really promising attributes, but also some pretty shockingly bad ones as well. And his unambitious personality isn't exactly ideal. So we were always looking to sort of train that out of him by way of mentoring groups, really. A couple of other transfers then. We identified at the start of the season that right back was an issue, and so we brought in a bit more of a solid option there at right back in Hugo van der Merch. We paid all of €1.9 million for him, which I thought was a good piece of business. Another player that came in to help try and strengthen the depth of the squad was Astor Taibi here. Paid a couple of €1 million for him as well. Again, this was on one of those signings where I think he had been unsettled at his club and wanted to try and force a move, and so we brought him in as a cover at halfback. I think the biggest signings we made during the summer prior to this season were the signings of Louis Montagnier, first of all, who promised to be a very good player for us. Picked him up for just shy of €4 million. However, this young man here, Abdullah Bar from Le Havre in France, a club that I've also done a save with on this Football Manager. He promised to be a very good player for us, and so it will be interesting to see how he got on throughout the season as a club record signing. We paid a fair bit of money for him because we identified that we needed sort of defensive reinforcements. He's a player that could play in the half-back or ball-playing defender roles within the back attack tactic that we're running on this save. And finally, we brought in a backup keeper in Azevedo here. Didn't cost us much, and he, was of the required standard that if our first team goalkeeper got injured, he could step in as a suitable deputy, really. So, didn't exactly set the world alight in the transfer market. Didn't spend an awful lot of money, but I think we recruited well, and we spent our money in the right areas. So it'll be very interesting to see how we progress through the season with the current squad. So let's have a look at how some of those summer signings slot into our best 11 then, guys. So first of all, Abdullah Bar slots in at centre-half, partnering the youngster Voin at the back, hopefully providing some solidity there. Van der Merch steps in at right wing-back, a position that we needed sort of a quality option in, really, a first-choice option, nailed on every week. In front of him, Louis Montagnier comes in at right inside forward, although he's right-footed. Still had high hopes for him out on that side, even though he isn't cutting in onto his stronger foot. He, is a right-footed player on the right side. But he should give us some balance in the inside forward positions, alongside a key player for us here in Gnonto, who's a very good inside forward on the other side, who can also play up front as well. Fairly versatile player. So then that gives us a starting 11 of our keeper, Shimsundu. Then we've got Abdullah Bar and Voin at the back. Rui Perez retains his long-term spot at half-back for us. He's been a very good servant. Van der Merch and Farino, another long-time servant of the club. At wing-backs, looking to provide us with plenty of width and attacking prowess. Hopefully a lot of assists from crosses as well. The midfield is Darbo and Dominici, who formed a pretty decent partnership in the previous season, looking for them to carry things on this year. As I said before, Montagnier and Gnonto as the inside forwards, and the attacking trident is finished off with the main man up front, Metehan Grandjean, looking for him to have a big season for us as well. So I know you guys will be eager to see how we got on during the season, so here we go without further ado. As you can see, we had a strong pre-season, only losing one game. Played a lot of teams in the same division as us and a couple of foreign teams as well. So can't complain about the pre-season form. We opened the season with a first round cup game, winning it 3-0. Went on to lose in the other domestic cup competition to a team that we should not have lost to. I think they were a second or third tier side, which was very disappointing. We got off to a win in the league, keeping a clean sheet in that game as well, which was good. Moving on, we then won the second round of the cup. We managed to stay in. We then had a few really tough games, to be fair, in the league. As you can see, some draws and some losses in the month of September. October, not so bad. Couple of draws, a nice 2-0 win. Didn't concede a goal in October, so that was good. Defensive solidarity was, something we were looking to improve on from the previous season. November, more of the same, actually. And a couple of big victories. A 5-3 against Talat, and a 7-1 against Aswijan Maliki, who are the Real Madrid of Aswijan. So that was an amazing result. And I know that you guys were buzzing on stream as the game was unfolding before our eyes, just like I was. And I think that one is actually our game of the season, to be honest, which we were exploring some more detail a bit later on. December was a bit more of a mixed bag. A couple of losses in there, not too great, slightly patchy form. January was always going to be a key month, and we managed to go undefeated in January despite not having the financial resources available to us to strengthen the squad whatsoever. So no signings in January at all to show you guys, unfortunately. But as you can see, it didn't really affect us too much. Secured a lot of very good results, slipping up in the semi-final second leg, unfortunately, to Hamja in the cup, which was devastating. I really thought we had a chance of bringing home a cup again this season, but it wasn't to be. And then pretty much just more of the same throughout the rest of the season, guys. Plenty of clean sheets in there, some narrow losses. We didn't seem to get turned over too often, but we kind of just, I wouldn't say limped towards the end of the season, but if we had finished it a bit stronger in terms of beating Farry on the final day and beating our rivals Bursch Kadukni in that game in April, I feel like we could have finished one or two places higher up the table than we did. Speaking of league table finishes then, let's have a look at where we did manage to finish. Well then, guys. Look who will be playing European football for the first time in the club's history next season. Hesef with the 5th place finish in the league after 34 games played. I would say this has been a hugely successful season, and although it could have been even better, I would say that we could have perhaps finished 4th if we didn't slip up in a couple of games right at the very end of the season. I would still say, I'm pretty happy with this. So, from the 34 games then, 19 wins, 9 draws, and only 6 losses. I'll take that. I think that's pretty good, building on the 9th place finish we had last season. Top goal scorer then was Nyonto, as expected. He was always going to be a really important player for us this season. Highest average rating, that's quite surprising. So young Joseph Dominici with a 7.46 match rating then. Pretty decent performance from him across the season. And the most assists for Hesef, not too surprising, it is Mr. Farino down there, who plays at left wing back for us. So good to see that the tactic is working in terms of getting a lot of creativity from the wing back positions. Moving on to the cup competitions then, I'd say I'm less happy with these. So we've already covered that we went out of the Coppa Popolare in the very first round against the lower league side, which I was really frustrated with. Not good at all from us. It was better in the Coppa Azzurre though. So we actually went out in the semi-final to Alhamja. And although it was a better run and I was happy to make the semi-final, I think we had a real chance of making a cup final and potentially even bringing a trophy home in that competition. So I was devastated to go out in the semi-final the way we did. I feel like it could have been a really special season if we had brought a cup competition back with us as well. So that was unfortunate, but standout performances again from the likes of Nyonto in the cup. Highest average rating in that competition was Abdoulaye Darbo though with a 7.7, and joint top goal scorers were Piero Indigai, Nyonto and Louis Montagnier. I would say then overall it's been a largely successful season. Strong performance in the league that could have been even better, so that's promising for next season. Plenty of room for improvement in the Coppa Popolare. And, can we potentially go one better next year in the Coppa Azzurre? Let's take a quick look into the league season in a bit more detail then, in terms of goals at both ends of the pitch. So, we scored 72 goals last season, about 2.11 per game, which was, the third highest scoring team in the division. So, not too bad, but I do think we could score a few more goals. In terms of goals conceded then, we conceded 33, so that's 0.97 per game. We had the 4th best defence in the league, but again, I think we could sharpen up a little bit. That's the most, or the highest rather, goals per game that I've conceded with this tactic. So I'd like to see that come down next season. So in terms of some areas that we can improve on then, personally I think we only scored 3 goals from corners this season. I don't think that's good enough, so I think that's an area we need to look into. We had a cross completion ratio of 15%, which I think is pretty poor considering how much we rely on sort of crosses from wide areas assisting our goals. Our overall chance creation was good. Created 132 chances last season, which was the most in the league. That leads me to believe though that we need to be a bit more clinical when we are in front of goal, as we only converted 11% of our chances last season. I think our summer signings are going to have to be made with these figures in mind. So I think we're going to be looking for maybe someone who's a threat from set pieces in the opposition box, maybe a towering centre half, and also someone who can deliver corners with a bit more quality for us. We might have to look at, someone in the final third that is a bit more clinical in front of goal. And potentially, if the right players become available, we're going to have to look at our wing backs and make sure that we're putting quality crosses into the box, really, which it doesn't look like we've been doing over this last season or so. Time for the fun part of the video now, ladies and gents, as we reflect back on a couple of highlights from the previous season, where we'll take a look at the best goal of the season and the best game of the season.
Slightly disappointed with our second half performance, because this one could have been 4 or 5. But we'll take it. Oh, there we go. It is 4. Gnonto with a fucking rifle of a shot. And that one finds top bins. Nothing the keeper could do about that. Just cuts inside off the left flank. What a strike that is. Looks like it's their first attacking highlight. Oh no, they've given it away. Grandjean picks up the loose pass and we give it right back to him. Or do we? Grandjean picks up a loose pass from them again and he finds the back of the net. Metehan Grandjean with a tidy finish. After a catalogue of errors from them. They give it away, we give it away, they give it back to us with a loose header. Grandjean is there to pounce with his off the ball and anticipation attributes. Keeper probably should have done better. I said it was a tidy finish. I think that's giving Grandjean a bit too much credit, because it looks like they got De Gea between the sticks there, boys. Dominici with a corner. Decent ball, but no one's there to meet it. Rui Perez finds Juan a bit deeper. Centre back's getting involved in possession now. Dominici, Rui Perez. Bit of an ambitious ball and it gets cleared, but Gnonto finds himself in the channel. They don't look convincing at the back, I'm telling you. I feel like there's goals in this for us. There we go! Louis Montagnier, as I say it. I think there's goals in it for us. And there are. Again, I feel like this is soft. Should Louis Montagnier be allowed to get a shot in from there? There's Dominici. Loose pass from him. Now they can come away. This is what we don't want. Bearing down on goal, and they bring one back. Oh, they've brought it fucking back. Maya leader. Oh, what is Barr doing there? Getting sucked in. That's a good ball. Frino finds himself in acres. Good ball into the channel for Gnonto. And Gnonto sticks it away. Their keeper is having an absolute David De Gea. I'm telling you. He has shat the bed big time this game. Frino with a good pass into the half space. Gnonto drives at goal. Just shrugs off the defender. Keeper does not cover himself in glory. I think the Salmon's got a point there. This keeper needs to be dragged off at half time if they want a result from this. And Grandjean puts in number 4. And that should be the nail in the coffin. Dominici with another assist. This boy is creating some opportunities, let me tell you. Constantly give him something to think about. Make him shuffle across. Make him move and then pick holes in them. Dominici with the free kick! Oh my word, I did not see that coming. Top bins. Absolute top bins. Keeper has no chance. Lovely. That is a cracking strike. Van der Merch in the wide area. That's a good ball. And a Rivka Freud! What a header that is! And we are tearing these guys apart. This is history in the making here, guys. Sweeping cross from Van der Merch. Gefroy gets up. Powerful header. Keeps it low. Keeper's scrambling back across his goal. And he can't get there. Let's just see this out now, guys. Don't concede any more goals. We're even looking to add to the lead in the 92nd minute. There's Rui Perez, finds Darbo, Dominici, Darbo again. Great ball into the space for Van der Merch. He keeps it in play. He gets the cross in. They clear their lines just, but second phase of play coming forward now. Perez finds Geffroy. Geffroy finds the back of the net again, and it's 7-1 to the boys.
There we have it then, guys. Our second season in the Liga Regale, the top flight of Aswijani football, is in the books. We've made some good progress overall, I think, but there are certainly some areas in which we can improve next year. So do be sure to tune into future episodes to see what progress we can make in the future. Don't forget you can catch me in my live streams every week where you will be able to keep up with the progress. If not, episodes get uploaded as they're recorded, essentially every week. So if you enjoy the video, please do drop a like and hit that subscribe button for more FM content. If you have any comments or questions, hit me up in the comment section below. I'll always respond to you guys. Other than that, thanks very much for watching the video, for taking the time out to do so. I really appreciate your support as always. But until next time, take care of yourselves, guys. Cheers.